Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you guys all here, both old and new subscribers alike. Just lighting some Palo Santo here, which will clear out anything, protect our space, cleanse the energy. I always do my prayers and a personal ritual that I do before recording, just to make sure that we are speaking to the spirits that we are supposed to be speaking to. Always make sure that before you do anything esoteric, before you dive into the esoteric or give yourself a reading or even listen to a reading, you don't have to do anything out of this world, you don't have to go crazy with a ritual, but just just set the intention, at least close your eyes and ask the angels and God to protect you, and make sure that you're speaking to beings of light only. I just felt guided. Every so often I feel guided to let you guys know, remind you of that, because spiritual warfare is real and dark entities exist. So just make sure to protect yourself all the time, okay? Not in a way that induces fear. You have nothing to be afraid of, so to say, but it's good to just have that in mind, right? I was picking up so many messages before hitting record, and messages come through in so many different ways, whether spirit gives me a vision of something that recently happened, as an omen, in a lot of ways. For those of you that are not new, I'm a medium, so I pick up on energy in that way. I don't just read the cards. I will get into it, but a big portion of it is channeling. But right now, they just showed me something that happened not last night, the night before. It was literally like right after I recorded again, after being sick. My daughter was saying she wasn't feeling so well. I'm like, oh, great. Now she's getting what I had, because I feel better now. Whatever, put her to sleep early. She had a headache. Okay. 2 o'clock in the morning comes around and she starts hallucinating. I guess her fever went really high. And that brought up so many, that's bringing up so many messages. Like, Spirit just showed me that scenario, because it's interesting and I'm going somewhere with this. Again, the moment I hit record, it's channeling. So give me a minute. It's crazy how just a slight difference in body temperature, right? Or just something that gets you off balance, just the slightest bit, can create such a deep impact on somebody's reality and perception of reality. It's crazy. She ran downstairs and it was so scary. I had to calm her down. She was hallucinating. She thought that she had spikes like a dragon on her back, and that she was blowing up like a balloon. Like she saw her hands. She explained to me they looked like they were big, and that she felt like she was really fat, but not in a normal way. Like as if she drank a little bit of water, she was just going to explode. Like she saw herself like a blimp. Obviously, it was because her fever was really high, so she had a distorted view of reality. But that brings a lot of things into perspective, right? Like, just how in that moment it caused so much fear in her, because in that moment there was nothing to tell her that wasn't real. It was just happening like that. 1 minute you're normal, the next minute something happens. There was nobody to tell her that what her eyes were seeing wasn't real. Like, she wasn't looking at her hand, and her hand wasn't looking huge, But then apply that to your life. Maybe you don't have a fever. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but that can happen. And I'm guided to share that with you in our daily lives without us noticing, in terms of how we perceive the world and situations that we're experiencing in general. Just the slightest change in our brain chemistry or our experiences alter our perception of the world, of how somebody said something to you, of whether something is bad or good, of whether you should cry about something or be happy about something, right? Depending on your traumas, depending on your insecurities, depending on what you ate yesterday, it will change the way you receive information. But it's really real to you, right? I'm getting something like that is happening for whoever's watching, for the collective, in life one way or another. It's as if you're perceiving something one way, and who's to tell you that it's wrong is what I'm getting at. Because if you're seeing it with your eyes and you're feeling it in a certain kind of way, then it's a very real experience. So don't let anybody invalidate that to you, right? Back to the example of my child, I'm not going to look at her and say, you weren't a dragon. I mean, I tell her, yes, you were not a dragon. You were not going to explode, but I'm not going to tell her that she experienced wasn't real. I just explained to her that she was delirious, but it was real at that moment, in her brain. Because I feel like you're missing the input of somebody telling you, right? You're missing the input of somebody telling you or guiding you in the direction of seeing something maybe from a different perspective. Everybody has a different perspective of everything depending on what you experience, yeah, and any little change might be affecting that. But what if the way that you're perceiving it is actually harming you? And in this case, it might be, right? Because I saw Nine of Swords energy. Again, I'm going to pull cards, but I'm channeling Nine of Swords energy. The Nine of Swords is all anxiety, overthinking, stress. But it's like kind of masked, though. I feel like you might have high functioning. Like you might have like an underlying stress or anxiety about something. It might not be, stopping you from life, stopping you from functioning. But there's like a worry or an overwhelm in regards to something. They just showed me the 10 of Wands to accompany that. Again, when I say they, it's my ancestors and my spirit team, angels that are helping me channel right now. So they're showing me cards, and later maybe they'll come out to confirm their presence. They do that. Okay? So since no one is with you with these private thoughts, they sent you here. Don't worry, we're going to get into more specifics as the reading goes on. It's going to get more and more specific in terms of like what we're talking about, when, why, how, what you should do. Okay? But you need to be open to seeing something in a different perspective. I think you're seeing something as scary, but it's not really real. Not that it's not real, but it's not real. Because I see the Wheel of Fortune for you right now. And the Wheel of Fortune is luck. It's a karmic payout. Like your life is about to start, things are about to start unfolding very quickly for you. In the next, they're showing me time right now. They said the next, I'm not going to say 6 months. I feel like someone in their mind just heard 6 months. It's not 6 months. 6 months, things are going to be unfolding quickly, but the next 3 months in particular, and then something about month 7 and 8. 7, 8, 9. That could literally, what do you mean 7, 8, 9? Do they mean 7, 8, 9 weeks? Or are they talking about July, August, or September? You know, time is fluid. So, but they're, I don't know, sometimes when I decide, when I do readings like this style, I tend to get the most messages. When I just allow myself, I used to do that on this channel more. And this is more my natural style of reading. This is more natural for me than just picking up the cards. Like when I just let myself channel and then go, I get the most messages. So I'm just trying to hear what they're saying. Don't worry, we'll get into it. Say no, July, August, but you're gonna have like a little bit of a slow period in the next like 2-3 weeks. I feel like you have big decisions that you're gonna have to make real quick out of nowhere in the next 3 weeks. But it's gonna be like, maybe not slow because things might be moving quickly, but like you're gonna have to make a lot of big decisions. May is standing out to me the most. March, May, July, and August. And into mid-September. Those are going to be very big months this year for you. And this is not even a personal reading, but I'm just saying, I'm like in a trance right now, whatever they're having me say. This could be about love. This could be about career. This could be about moving. This could be about a lot of things, but I'm getting it's like a life. It's big enough. And I'm sorry if you hear people in the background, by the way. I have people that live in this house and I can't really tell them what to do. I'm having some kind of noise issues. People are, you know, living their lives. But there's like, you're afraid of something. Okay, so something is going to seem like it's negative, but it's the freaking biggest blessing. Let's start there. I'm trying to unpack this. Something is going to maybe seem overwhelming, the unknown. You're not sure what to do in the future because of it. Or it's supposed to be negative. But I saw the Wheel of Fortune, like the divine's actually setting up your life for it to go exactly how it's meant to go in a way that's going to benefit you the most. This could be an example of like, this could be as simple, well, this is not simple, but this is just an analogy, like losing your job. That's going to cause Nine of Swords energy. That's going to cause that anxiety, that overwhelm, but like at the same time, maybe you have a very high profile job. They're going to give you a severance package, which is basically what they do if they lay you off. They give you a package for you to get out the contract early or whatever, and they give you like a lump sum payment to give you time to, you know, figure out what your next move is. Right? In order, usually do it to avoid a lawsuit as well. Okay? So it's like you lose your job, that's negative, but that package that they give you is high enough, or like you're like, okay, well, I kind of needed this break. And it actually gives you a clean opportunity to look for a new job anyway, because you were actually thinking about it anyway, right? So like that's the analogy they just gave me. It could be anything. Where like something that to the average person looks like, oh, that sucks, that happened, oh my God, that's so stressful. And it might even be stressful to you because you don't know where to go from here. It's actually the biggest blessing, because what the divine's actually doing is rerouting you exactly where you're supposed to go. And in the biggest way, because I saw Wheel of Fortune, so whatever is manifesting for you is amazing. It's the beginning. You're embarking on a new journey. 100%. Okay? In a way that you don't expect. And I'm sorry. I feel like everybody today wants to be louder than ever. But I'm picking up on that energy. Okay, let me see. I'm going to use the Morgan Greer now. You know, I didn't know. I did know, but I kind of forgot something that you could put links down below for like the things that you use in case you, affiliate links, I guess they call it. In case you want to buy the decks that I have on the table. It's a link to the Amazon page that sells it. You know, and I think that then they give me like a percentage or something like that if you use my link. I wasn't sure how that worked. I've never done it, but besides, it's not just to make money or anything, but I think I'm going to start doing that. Maybe not this reading, next reading. Instead of just having to respond to people's comments, like, what deck is that? What deck is that? If anything, it's a win-win because the link is down below in case you actually want it. All right, what is this about? Oh, something that was moving very slow in the past, but this is like, when you see the Nine of Pentacles, it's like something, and I did channel that look, you see? Something manifests slowly but surely. And because it's manifesting so slow, sorry, I had to stop this and piece it back together just now. So I don't know if you even noticed the break in the momentum, the pause in the momentum, because it was actually getting a little bit too noisy. And I had to ask them nicely to please enjoy themselves, but I couldn't focus. Luckily, everyone understood. You know, but that's an omen within itself. It's like something happens. It's not necessarily bad, but it kind of, like, you can't concentrate because of it. It causes some kind of stress. The Knight of Pentacles is something manifesting slowly but surely, right? It's the slowest moving knight in all of tarot. But I love that. But I love the Knight of Pentacles because the thing is, Pentacles are very solid. They signify stability. They signify wealth. They signify longevity. All that is good. And the Knight of Pentacles gets a bad rap because it takes so long to manifest, or it takes too long for you to see the picture, I guess. And even though something beautiful is manifesting, because you don't see the outcome so clearly, because you can't see the big picture, because you can't see the outcome, rather, that's the word I was looking for, so clearly, it creates kind of like a tower moment for you. And I'll explain to you what that is in a minute if you don't know. The waiting period becomes like a heavy load for you, almost. It's like, not that you don't feel like something isn't going to manifest, but because you don't know the details. Because the Knight of Pentacles moves so slowly, you always have this feeling like you have a heavy weight on your shoulder. So what do you end up doing? You're pushing through, you're pushing through, you're pushing through. Until I feel like that creates some kind of crisis for you. The unknown, the stress, the pushing through. The Tower card is sudden upheaval. It could be a crisis. It doesn't always have to be negative. It's something happening out of nowhere. But it's something that's been manifesting for a while. That was shocking. You've been pushing through with something for a while some kind of culmination, and I hope you're following, we'll get more detail, was manifesting for a while, and then it just came to a head. That's what this is. Okay? Like in the analogy of that I gave in regards to like a layoff, right? It's like how the company kind of knows it's going to happen for a long ass time. That would be the Nine of Pentacles energy, right? Like they're going to offer you something, right? Or something's going to happen and it's like they're moving really slow to do it. And then the 10 of wands would be you pushing through, you pushing through, you pushing through until the Tower is like when you finally find out what their plan is, right? That's an example of that. In other terms, This is you finding, yeah, you're going to find something out. Because the Tower card for me is also something that was secret. Okay, because I just picked this up and there's a High Priestess. You're going to find something that was secret, that it was unseen. The Tower card is 8 days for me. So it could have already happened, plus or minus 8 days kind of deal. Something that you had a feeling of about, High Priestess, is your intuition. It's your intuition, but it's also secrecy. So it's something that you had a feeling of about, but was also hidden. Okay? But was also hidden. Whatever this is that's happening, and if this doesn't make sense to you, watch this reading, because I'm going to get more details as we keep going. And sometimes readings don't make sense right now, and doesn't mean that it's not going to make sense tomorrow. Because, like, you see how, like I said, the High Priestess is your intuition. So, like, you feel something intuitively. It's also secrecy. But next to the Tower, it's like, whatever was in that scroll that she's holding, you see how her hands look like she's unraveling it and pointing at it? Right? Like you're about to learn something that was secret. This might be manifesting in your physical life, but it could also be very spiritual. And you know what I mean? Kind of like a sudden spiritual realization. This could be an epiphany after you've had a lot, like the weight of the world on your shoulder. You were stressed about, you were just schlepping through life, schlepping things along, right? So to say. Like you were just blinders on, moving forward. And because there wasn't any, this is like you going through the everydays of life. If something was manifesting, but because you weren't seeing any changes, this is like when you just get into a routine, right? You don't even notice that things are manifesting because you're doing the same ish every day, especially when the Nine of Pentacles is here because it's so slow. So you're just moving forward, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. So then when you have the realization or something comes to light out of nowhere, it seems very shocking to you because you were just pushing through. Like you didn't know, you weren't aware when this was going to happen, when you were going to have this realization, you know? This could be a sudden enlightenment about something spiritually that kind of lets you know that maybe you should just drop those burdens that you've been carrying. Maybe you've been a little bit too hard on yourself. You've been working too hard. You've been overstressing yourself about something. Okay? And I want you to pay attention to all of your spiritual insights, especially in the next 8 days, because what's happening right now, it's like Spirit's about to slow time down for you in the next 8 days and expose some of what's in this book of life that she holds. In some decks, it's a book, and here it's a scroll, right? But it's the book of life. It's the scroll. Like she's about to show you some things that you did not perceive before. Okay, that you did not perceive before while you were just going about your routine in your everyday life. So I need you to really quiet down and pay attention to the messages, okay, that you're receiving, because you're being told what the next steps in your journey are to be. And they might not be where you thought they would be, but it is good. That makes sense? Okay, let's get into more detail here. What was that? Did you see how that just like what the? Did you see how that? Did you see? But why are all these conflict? Like this is like, why are these cards? This all Like conflict. What? Because the Five of Wands is strife. Whatever this is, it definitely comes with some conflict. Definitely comes with some conflict. Whether it's internal conflict or conflict with others. I see a lot of people here. A lot of people's hands. Okay? So, okay, yeah, no. The fact that they gave me the example of, like, I don't think any analogy is an accident, right? First, they gave me the, they gave me the analogy of, like, you being laid off. I'm not saying that that has to be specifically it, but there's obviously some kind of theme here in regards to, like, sudden news, having to walk away from something that involves, like, a group of people. Like, that's obviously a common theme here, even in the analogies. That they're giving me. Okay? It's like somebody comes along, even though they've been planning something for a while, okay? Or this could just be an energy that was manifesting slowly but surely. And now, like, because what I'm seeing here is, like, everyone has to pick up their shit and kind of, like, get going. And that might be an omen to you. Like, you need to pick up your shit and kind of just, even though it seems like a crisis, this is good. You need to get going. Okay? Somebody showed their face. Like, that night might have been covering their eyes, their nose. You see? It's like, that's how I see it, like a movie. Like, they picked up they showed their face, they showed their cards. And it requires you to pick up all your things and get going. And it's going to be very clear to you. And I'm not sure what this is about. But, like, they're being very clear about it, but also abstract, but also very clear. Okay? So, there's definitely something manifesting that's going to cause you some stress. But Spirit's advising you to just pick up your shit and just keep going, because they're taking you where you need to go. And life is going to start moving very quickly from this moment on, in a good way. What is this Eight of Cups here for? See? What? And I'm sorry some of my cards are damaged. They got wet a while ago and then they got stuck together. This Eight of Cups is being clarified by the Temperance card, which is balance. The divine is stepping in a way, like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like this is a divine intervention at its finest. The divine is literally about to step in to cleanse your life and bring more balance in the areas that you need it the most. Okay? But it's coming in the form of some kind of walking away, of some kind of moving forward, of something that involves, like, chaos within people, etc. But it leads to peace. Okay? So if you lose a job, or if you have to move, or if you have a conflict with someone and they tell you they want to break up, anything like that, what you might be perceiving as something stressful, and I'm not saying that it's not, is actually the biggest blessing of your life. Okay? But this is manifesting. I feel like if this reading is for you, this is an energy that's going to apply to a lot of people in a lot of ways, but you're going to know exactly what it's about once you hear it. For those it's for. Like, all the words that I'm saying, though they may not make sense to me while they're coming out of my mouth, are going to make complete sense to you. What's this strife up here for? What is this strife, this Five of Wands, like, which is, like, some kind of conflict here. Hold on. Hold on. They want me to use another deck. What deck should I use? Should I? Yeah, I haven't used this one in a while. Let's do this one. What's the Five of Wands here for? Come on. Shuffle appropriately. Okay. I'm telling you, like, maybe this is something that, like, maybe the examples that I'm giving are for someone very specific and I don't even know it, because these cards, this is the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce, have words on them. Not, they don't all have words, but this one says career beginnings and travel. Okay. And those are like the three things the three analogies and examples that they were giving me. They gave me an example about career. They gave me an example about you embarking on a new journey, a new beginning. And they also gave me an example in regards to, I'm pretty sure I mentioned moving at some point. Okay? Now, travel doesn't have to be a physical move, but it could be moving from one place to another, one energy space to another. Okay? But that is the Ace of Wands, and I'm clarifying the Five of Wands. Five of Wands signifies strife and chaos, or things that involve a lot of people. But you go from 5 people, or the energy of 5, to the energy of 1, to a solo energy, so to say. Okay? 5 in numerology signifies a need for a change. And aces signify new beginnings, and 1, embarking on a new journey, newness, on your own. And I cannot ignore the fact that there is a snake slithering up that wand up at the moon. And I know the snakes are very spiritually symbolic, and so are Lizzies. Okay? Lizards and such. My Lizzes. My little Lizzies. Since I live in the Caribbean, I'm not there right now, but since I am there, I will be back soon, next week. I have names for my geckos now. I have one named Elizabeth. I have one named Liz. I have another one named Lizzie. I swear, because there are these geckos that come to the same window every day. I don't know if they're different ones. It can't be a coincidence, though. It's the same lizard every day, same time. Anyway. But snakes to me are also symbolic of, well, snakes in the grass. People that, not that they mean, I'm not getting the energy that anybody particularly tried to cause you harm in this situation. But they're definitely looking out for their best interests before you. And if it's about career, then I can definitely see that. Okay? At the end of the day, don't ever forget that you will be replaced. And corporations and stuff, or companies ultimately want to do what's best for their pocket, for their bank account, for their financial success, etc. Portfolio, whatever you want to call it, okay? They ultimately want to do what's best for them. Even if it's kind of snake-like behavior. But this can apply to a lot of things. The moon, though, moons signify, again, things in the dark. Things that are hidden. But that moon is like eclipsed. Look at how bright it is, right? It's just like sun energy, which things, even though the sun's not here, coming to light. Like, so all of the trickery of the snake becomes clear to you so much that you're able to embark on a new path, a new beginning, wiser, smarter, okay? And more successful. Like you learned something from whatever this is. Again, the number 5 signifies a need for change. Like a change is happening that's going to push you towards a new beginning. I'm telling you though, there is like a culmination point to this though. There's a culmination energy. It's like something was moving, like you knew something was happening, but you didn't know what was going to happen. It was transpiring very slowly. And then you're just like pushing along, kind of stressed about it. And then there's like there's a peak. Things are exposed. You have to walk away. You choose to walk away from this energy, or this is your advice that you should walk away from this energy and embark. You know what's interesting is that when I read tarot, I usually go, I don't have any particular spread, but usually go from left to right, not from right to left. Just like we read from left to right. But I'm going backwards right now. So that's part of the energy. It's like, as you move away from this, I'm going to call it an energy, whatever it is. You're also being asked to move backwards in a way so that you can embark on a new journey. You have to take a few steps back. And the divine doesn't want you to perceive that as something negative. I feel like this is a very interesting reading. This happens every so often. Sometimes the readings are as simple, like as not simple, because how simple can the complexities of life be, but clear, where they're like, I'm seeing there's somebody that wants to pick up the phone and call you right now, and like they don't want to call you, and like whatever, like very specific things. But they're speaking to me not in tongues, but in a very abstract way where like I know that this is relating to a few of you in different ways, which is probably why they were probably letting me know of that at the beginning of the reading when I gave you the message about my daughter when she had the fever and she started to hallucinate, because it's kind of like the same thing, right? Like how I can give you a message right now, and 10 of you could be watching and hearing the same message right now. And depending on your experiences right now, all 10 of you will hear something else. And I think that is exactly how Spirit intends this particular reading to be on this channel right now today. This is meant to reach a few of you in a different way. And you will know personally what it's about. Why are we going backwards? Whoa, the fucking devil. Dude. Hells no. But we're not scared of the devil on this channel. But listen, I do not read reversals on this channel unless I'm heavily spiritually inclined to do so. And the way that this devil card just threw itself on this table in reverse so passionately, I'm gonna say, and I'm hearing that it's meant to be like that. And it's underneath the High Priestess card. Because like I said, the High Priestess is what's hidden. The High Priestess is a secret. The High Priestess is also your intuition. Whatever you were picking up intuitively, whatever was hidden, is being or has been recently exposed. And that's what's causing some kind of conflict, that's requiring some kind of decision that might, for you to make. But this is all part of your new journey. But the devil in reverse is beautiful because when the devil is upright, that means it's like still manifesting in your life. I feel like what's being exposed is the devil energy. And when it's in reverse, it means you're doing away with that. You're getting rid of all of the things that cause you stress, that cause you harm, that cause seduction, temptation, all of the things that that can manifest even an illness in your life, etc. And these could all be aspects of yourself, by the way. This could be like, the divine exposing things about yourself that you need to let go, that are part of your, like your fear, your shadow side, so to say. Okay? Right? Something's being exposed. Being given an opportunity to walk away from that which causes you stress, so that you can now move backwards, travel backwards, and undo the binds of the devil. The divine is giving you, that's what's happening. The divine is giving you that opportunity right now. Okay? Because you were given, this is possible. You probably thought something was going to be stable and solid at some point. Or if this is about you, you thought you were stable and solid at some point, right? You thought you were good on your healing journey, etc. But things were not manifesting for you as quickly as you thought they would be, or not like you thought they would be. Ended up causing stress. You end up being pushed spiritually to walk away from something so that you can now take steps backwards. But they don't want you to interpret these steps back as you going backwards in life. Like, this is a win. Like, you just you're given a chance to revisit and redo for best results. And the results that you will get by doing this are actually going to be better than what you ever anticipated. Right? Wherever you went or whatever you were experiencing, like, actually had you spiritually bound to the devil, so to say. And the devil doesn't need to be evil. It's part of the human experience. Like, it was either causing you stress or addictions or fear or shadow or obsession or desire for more. Like, you're not happy, not satisfied. Like, negativity. This is an angel. This angel's healing you now. Like, okay, we're going to revisit this. You learned some lessons. We're going to go back and we're going to do this better. And that's why the devil in reverse came out underneath the high priestess, because the high priestess, you're in the middle of a lesson right now. The high priestess is like, okay, I can't show you the entire book of life because you're still alive. So we're not doing a life review right now, right? Of your whole life. But while you're on this earth incarnated, every so often I come around to show you like where you've been, where you're going, and where you are. So I can't show you the whole book, but I can show you like the last chapter for a review, like a chapter review. You're going through that right now. The high priestess is, again, very spiritual. You see she's touching that scroll. So it's like an internal process for you of like, let's sit down and talk about this. Let's sit down and talk about this. Why'd this happen? Where are you going? You know? Where did you perceive something one way, but you kind of had a fever, you know, kind of thing? There's nothing, you didn't do anything wrong here. I feel like you actually were pushing through for something. You might have even fought for something. But the thing is, I feel like the divine's saying, like, you've gone a very long time. Not that you're not successful, because the Knight of Pentacles are always good. Like I said, slowly but surely, like you're there. But with the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands energy, it's like an unnecessary burden. Like, you don't have to go through life with so much weight on your back. You don't have to go through life fighting so much, okay, for things, or battling all the time. Always some kind of a crisis, always something, like something stressful. maybe that's what this is. Like, that was the devil energy, because the temperance is the complete opposite of that. It's like the divine wants you to have a new beginning, travel towards, okay? Whether it's career, new beginning, love, wherever you are, the energy of moving somewhere, whatever. Moving to a place where you can leave this energy that has been affecting your life for so long behind and learn to live and do things that will bring you peace. And that is the lesson. Okay? And the lesson is to listen to your intuition, not just pushing through, not just putting the blinders on. If you don't feel right somewhere, the divine wants you to pay attention and not ignore these things. They want peace to be your top priority from this moment on. Because since we started with that example, like I said, about the fever and whatnot, you know, it's something like that. Like, it's something like that, where because of whatever you've gone through at certain points in your life, etc., you might even think that living this way is normal, and it's time to have just a whole other energy in your life in general. Okay? It doesn't actually have to be this hard. And they also want you to start living, I'm being told that maybe not consciously, but you've neglected your spiritual side somehow, some way, a little bit too much. And there's a need to get in touch with that. What does that mean? If that to you means Catholicism or whatever religion you practice, praying, then let it mean that. If that to you means crystals, meditation, then let it mean that. What I mean is connecting with the divine. What I mean is connecting with your higher self and spirit and God and the angels. What I mean is meditating, getting in touch with your intuition, because you have one. You have it. Everyone does, right? We're spiritual beings. It's so easy to have the blinders on and forget that we get so much information from things that are outside of our brain and our logic. And I feel like whether you've noticed or not, maybe not on purpose, but the stress of your life or situations you've been in, even if you do your rituals and stuff, you've kind of neglected that side of you a little bit, where that's, the divine wants that to be your primary source of knowledge, of strength and power and information. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want you to be able to be quiet sometimes and get information from them. For example, like, don't just wait. Because whatever's happening spiritually, whatever information, if you're not getting the point, Spirit's going to make it a point for you to notice it anyway. But we don't have to let it get so far. For example, I don't know why this is coming up, but this came out before. Look into travel astrology, right? That's a thing. And I gave this example before about how I moved to the Dominican Republic, and it's been a great experience thus far, but I want to come back to New Jersey. And it was very interesting because I left New Jersey because of how toxic it is. And that's another example of how, like, you can perceive something one way, but you might be perceiving something through the lens of, like, something you've experienced, etc. So technically, it's very easy to say, yeah, New Jersey is toxic. It's a lot of pollution. It's overpopulated. It's freaking toxic as hell. Okay? And it is. How could you compare that to a place, like, I live in a beach community, palm trees, so much nature. I'm so in tune with nature. It's always warm. I could always go to the beach. Beach is very cleansing. So logically, you would think that's a more peaceful place. But I noticed that actually it had its purpose, okay? It cleansed me how I needed to be cleansed. But to be there, like, forever and long term, that's actually not a healthy environment for me. Even though I thought that it would be. I mean, how could you compare toxic, expensive ass New Jersey? Dark, cold, expensive, dirty New Jersey to the Caribbean if you had an opportunity. How many people can say that they have an opportunity to work and also live in the Caribbean at the same time? Like, that's a blessing, and it is. But the energy of that, of being there long term, is not healthy for me. It's not. It's too slow for me, actually. I put on a whole bunch of weight, okay, that I never anticipated on putting on. It's affected my health. Like, a lot of things affected me. And like, the natal energies are not there, right? There's a very, and someone mentioned this in the comments, and you're right. They're set up because the Dominican Republic is a very feminine energy, and you're used to the very masculine energy of New Jersey, New York City. That's very go, go, go. And that's true. I had to go there so that I can get in touch with my feminine side. I did. I integrated both sides more, but I thrive, okay, here where it's predominantly masculine. But the thing is, the reason it was toxic while I was here was because I was here in a very heavily, like, a masculine place while neglecting my feminine side. I'm sorry for going off on that rant, but the thing is, astrology has a lot to do with that too, by the way. Like, this is so complex. I can go on. I can make a whole freaking video about this. Like, personal things, right? And also travel astrology. Look into that if you want. There's I think cafeastrology.com has a whole, are they the ones that have the free travel astrology charts? Because it says travel here. That's why I'm bringing that up too. But hold on, I'm getting in something. Where, like, you could put in your birth chart and it tells you where you're supposed to be. Well, anyway, they want you to be more, like, spiritually in tune. Like how I just gave you that explanation. That's me connecting with the divine. That's me not ignoring the signs. Right? Like, at some point, you got to just stop, like, pushing through and just walk away from whatever spiritually, I'm pointing at the cards as I'm saying, walk away from things that spiritually kind of feel a little challenging to you. I'm not saying walk away from things that are challenging as a whole, because that's not a good way to, like, live life. We're not just supposed to walk away from things when they get challenging. But when something doesn't spiritually feel right for long enough, and you put in the work to, like, push through to see maybe it's just like, maybe I just need to push a little bit more. If you did all the pushing and you still spiritually don't feel right somewhere, you might not understand why, but you got to listen to that. You got to make a change. You got to either move, or you got to change careers, or you got to change something about you, or you got to move, or it could literally just be like moving from one apartment to the next. I've said that before also. Energy lingers. You could be in a place where there was a lot of like a bad divorce, God forbid, domestic violence, you know, and that kind of dark energy is clinging to that space. That could be affecting you every single day, right? So at a certain point, there's a lesson for Spirit's trying to tell you, like, I want you to be more in tune spiritually and, like, pay attention to these signs. Like, something's not right here. Obviously, I need to change. And I have to allow myself to walk away from that doesn't serve me anymore, because it's slowing me down. Like, whatever this energy is, it's slowing you down. That's the Knight of Pentacles. It's not like your life is, like, you haven't made any progress, but your life is meant to move a lot quicker. And when you take these steps back, you remove this dark energy because you listen to yourself spiritually. Things are going to be, like I said before, I gave you the months in the beginning. Life's about to move very quickly for you. Like, quicker than you could even imagine. I really hope that this is making sense for whoever this is for. And I just split the deck and it was the Temperance again. And I'm going to leave it there because that's not a coincidence. It's twice. I mean, that is heavy. I mean, that just is emphasizing the importance of, you know, Temperance, guidance, healing, moderation, and balance. That's what this is about. You're going backwards. A lesson in moderation, a lesson in balance, a lesson in healing, and a lesson in listening to spiritual guidance. Give me, why is the Ten of Wands here? Four of Pentacles. Interesting. In this deck, the Four of Pentacles says security, stability, saving, foundation, and money. You know, what's interesting, I say the Four of Pentacles is false stability. It's false stability. It's false. It's not false, but it's false. I'll give you an example of that. The Four of Pentacles, like, because the Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate stop. It's where you really want to be. It's the ultimate everything. The Four of Pentacles is when, like, you have a nice house, good. You have money in your bank, you have nice jewelry, good. You have food in your fridge, you're not starving, and you have a car in your driveway, right? So you feel like you're good. Like, you don't have anything to really worry about. Like, it's you're okay. You have enough of a foundation where you feel okay. Where you have enough of a foundation where it allows you and gives you the energy to be in the Ten of Wands. To, like, push through. Even with this heavy weight on your shoulder. To be able to do that. To be able to push forward, even if you feel like heavy. Or like, well, I have my car. I have a lot to be thankful for. Like, I have clothes. I can still travel. I have food. I'm not starving. But the reason it's a false sense of security is because the actual act of being okay with that and pushing through whatever toxic environment this is, or not making this change, actually limits you from what you're meant to have. This is like the example of, like, you're making $100,000 and you're okay, even though, side note, isn't it crazy how, like, that's how you could tell my age. Like, when I was young in high school, I used to be like, when I'm older, I want to make sure I make 6 figures. And that used to actually be like it sounded like an accomplishment, still is. But isn't it crazy how when I was young, you said that it sounded like it was a lot. But in 2024, Bergen County, New Jersey, you could barely make ends meet making $100,000. Like, you can't, like, if you have a family, like you have kids and stuff to take care of. Very hard. Very hard. If you have any kind of debt, any kind of bills, kids, and that's sad. But anyway, this is like the idea of, like, I'm making 6 figures, I'm good. You're a little stressed, but it's worth it. But you don't realize there's a job waiting for you to apply to that's about to give you not $100,000 but $400,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just an example. So you're kind of pushing through, like, you're holding on to the wrong things for the wrong reason. You're holding on to security. You're holding on to stability. You might be holding on to money. You might be saving. You might be holding on to the foundation. If it's the example of moving because somewhere is like bad energy, it might be that. You might be holding on to that place, that location, because, like, it gives you a sense of security. Like, all right, but moving is going to cost stress to my children. It's going to be a lot of money to do this, do that. At least now I have a place, like, and I'm okay. Like, I can pay the rent. I can do it. Like, at least that's more secure than the unknown. Because we did talk about that, the stress of, like, not knowing the outcome. But then it keeps you there. When really, like I said, what we're doing here is going backwards to, the lesson is to not have that. Like, that's a good mindset to have, but not really. Because you need to add spirituality to it. You need to add your intuition to this. To, like, learning that not everything has to be so difficult. It doesn't have to be so difficult. I mean, just look, see, because, like, look at how she's even holding it, So security, stability, saving, foundation, money. But can you really hold pentacles in your arm and in your hands for that long without Your arms getting tired? Can you really go about life with that pentacle on your head for that long without it causing brain damage? Like, it's heavy, right? Like, can you really have that pentacle around your neck for that long without it hurting your neck? You understand? And that might be actually like a literal message to you that you're actually causing yourself physical harm. But not only that, but it's not productive. Because while you're holding on to something for a foundation or for money, for security, or for stability, it's actually limiting what you can do with your hand and your mind and your heart space. It limits you from being able to create more. Okay? It limits you from being able to create more. And I need a card for the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, okay. Oh, wow. You can't make it up because, excuse me, we have, these cards came out twice. Got the Ten of Wands again. In case you need another visual. The Ten of Wands again. Right? And because you needed another visual. And the lesson here is, it's you going backwards, like I said, you going backwards to realize that you weren't actually, because the Ten of Wands in tarot can mean two things. It's always like a heavy demand and a burden, but one meaning is like you're pushing through the burden no matter what. Like, so you're a go-getter, you're going, you're pushing through. The other meaning is like you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder and it's just too much. So this is showing both sides. So you're going backwards to realize, like, you think you're pushing through the burden, but what you're actually doing, and you're doing a good job and it's making you strong, but what you're actually doing is literally tying yourself up and hurting yourself and limiting yourself by not listening to the spiritual guidance or everything that's happening around you for you to embark on a new journey, on a new beginning, and make some kind of a change. Okay, so we're going backwards right now to untie ourselves and drop the burden. And the burden can come in many forms. Like I said, it could be a job, it could be a situation, it could be a thought pattern, it could be fear, it could be the burden of fear. Fear of like embarking on the unknown, into the unknown. Fear of taking a leap of faith, fear of moving somewhere new, of dating someone, of taking the leap of faith, you know, and allowing someone to take it out, of making a change towards your health, whatever. And it might seem like the divine's gonna have like you have to tackle everything at the same time, but so be it. You need it. And because here it says, you know, here, Ten of Wands. Remember, this one has words on it. Burden demands overload. It just says that all over it. Burden demands overload, right? Because it's like the impression I said under the Knight of Pentacles. It's like, you know, at some point, something started manifesting slowly here. Like something was offered to you, but because the Knight of Pentacles moves so slow, at first it seemed like an opportunity, but because the Knight of Pentacles that moved so slow, the energy is so slow moving, it was moving slow enough for you to not notice right away that what was actually happening was somebody was tying 10 wands on your back and creating a shit ton of demands and burdens on you that you did not need. Okay? Or you created these burdens on yourself, thinking that something was an opportunity. Hey, and that's okay. It's a part of life. But Spirit's just telling you that right now they're allowing you an opportunity to move forward past something so that you can move back to like square one and start over with a new perspective on life. And that's beautiful. I'm going to take some from in the After Tarot. Shoot. Oh my God. Dude, I mean, I'm not, no lie, but like, no lie, but we got the Temperance 3 times. Do you know how significant that is? 1, 2, 3. Because this might literally be in regards to, I'm hearing 3 things in your life. Like three areas. Because remember, energy is energy. So this could be manifesting as a tower moment in one area in particular. But that energy is taking over your life as a whole. So it could be like your career, love, and your health. Okay? As I said, career, life, love, and health. I split it and the Lover's card is here with the Emperor. So there might be with the, oh shit. Okay. So there might be an element of you walking away from something that hurt you in regards to an Emperor, some kind of masculine figure here as well. Or it could either be that or walking away from toxic cycles that you've had with somebody that you love in your life, you know, and rekindling, coming into peace with them, or the way that you view love as a whole. There's an element of that there too. There's a need, because I feel like whatever this demands is this negative, this heavy energy that's been looming around you has affected your ability to even interact with people. Okay? But there's, again, like I said, like there's some kind of fear. I said that. As I said fear, the devil showed up with the Fool card. There's a fear. Devil is the fear. Fear of taking that leap, is fear of a new beginning. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. You have nothing to fear. Your life is about to start moving very quickly in the best ways. And, yeah. I'm getting there's like a pause period though before things start moving very quickly. Hold on. There's a pause period before things start moving very quickly. Tell me. Yeah. See, there's you reaping, collecting your harvest. Okay. The 9 of Pentacles is the abundant woman or man. Could be a man, doesn't matter. Okay? You plant a seed. You're going to eventually enjoy the fruits of your labor. In a peaceful way. The 9 of Pentacles is abundance in all areas. Stability, money, etc. Like in everything that you've ever desired. But in a way that brings you peace. Like if you are enjoying... If you're out there picking, going through the grapevine, okay, and picking, grape by grape, admiring them, you're in peace. But like I said, you're going to have some, I'm seeing, there's going to be some downtime before life starts moving quickly, because she's gardening. I don't know, that's for some people. Or maybe you're thinking about moving somewhere that's more like countryside or taking a vacation. As I said that, there's a beach, there's somebody going on a boat, and there's that King of Cups pouring out that cup of water that he's been holding on to himself for a long time. You might go through a period where you're okay, you know, I'm going to give to myself a little bit first, which is exactly what Spirit wanted you to do in the first place. Let me pull something from here. What do you want to say? Whoa. A win-win solution. Yeah. There's strength in diversity. By blending the ideas of other people and your own, you can often come up with a solution that's magnificent. Start by focusing on the aspects that everyone agrees on, and then open your mind to compromise and working together. Stay balanced and seek out a moderate approach. There's a very, there's a heavy message about moderate, things being moderate, balanced. Either way, you come out a winner. excuse me. Two of Abundance, which is the Two of Pentacles. Life may be feeling a little out of balance right now. You could be working multiple jobs or trying to make a change to your dream career. It's important to keep things light and stay in touch with your inner child. Make your work as playful as possible. Multitasking with a positive attitude brings success. Again, it's like you need to keep things light. You need to keep things, you know, they don't want you to overburden yourself right now. And a change does need to make. Six of Thought. Peaceful times are on the horizon. The storms have passed, and now you can see that see, this is what we were saying. Hold on. Peaceful times are on the horizon. The storms have passed, and now you can see that your destination is within sight. The stress in your life will begin to fade away, allowing for happier times. It may be necessary to take a journey over water or to another country. I said that what was causing you the stress is that you can't see your destination. But, like, you have a win-win outcome here, okay, for you. Like, I just picked it up and it's the freaking Sun card, which is like the happiest card in the deck, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you can't see everything right now doesn't mean that you're not exactly where you need to be. What the heck? Okay, that was an accident. It's too much. But all that I did see flip there were beautiful cards anyway, though. With the Ten of Cups, wow. Asking me for another one from here. Three of Abundance. Okay, so that's a progression. Because we go from Two of Pentacles to Three of Pentacles. Three of Abundance. Your passions will lead you to your delight. Come on, Spirit. Will lead you to your divine life purpose. Do what you love and have confidence in your talent. Learn everything there is to know about your interests by taking classes, getting a mentor, or teaming up with like-minded people. Allow your creativity to soar. I don't know why there's so much emphasis on creativity, career, things like that. So that might literally be that was the Nine of Swords that I just saw, which I did, which I channeled. But there's a reason for that. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Like, this could be about anything, but you know, if they want to speak directly to some person about something specific like that, they'll do things like that. What is this mostly about? Speak to them. Fear decisions. Fear decisions. Your angels are aware. Your angels are aware that you have concerns, but be assured that there's nothing to worry about. Stand your ground and know that heaven is shining its divine light upon the situation and all is being healed. Take the time to review all the details thoroughly. Forgiveness will bring peace to everyone involved. So if you're concerned about making a change and it like upsetting somebody or throwing somebody under the bus or things not being fair, everything's gonna work out with everybody and everything. Here, you'll be fine. Happy change. I mean, these are all good cards. Your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events will begin to move forward, and great progress will now be possible. You need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. Be confident and trust the guidance you receive. That's kind of like, literally, in a couple sentences, what I said. Like, at first, things are going to be, but then you have to make some kind of, like, quick judgment call, some kind of quick activity out of nowhere. And now we got House, Distant Horizons, Lovers. Hold on. Toil and Labor, Privileged Lady, Sudden Wealth. If you have any concerns about your home, you might be moving to a new home in the distant horizon this year, okay?
If you need a sign about whether or not you'll be able to find a house, you will. Distant horizons could be moving. It's not the first time I saw some kind of reference to a boat. This could be in regards to work, okay? Privileged lady means that things are going to go better than you expected. Sudden wealth, again, this is luck. Things are going to go better than expected. And there is love manifesting this year, okay? Or if you are already in a relationship, you're going to be able to become closer than you have been able to in the past. Maybe because something about the situation caused you to neglect this person or an aspect of your relationship if you are already in one. But again, now I just did that to change. You might be moving, honestly, because some kind of change, whether you're moving, a location. This car has furniture on it. But that also reminds me, it kind of looks like New York. Those buildings, like the brownstones. So maybe if that could be an omen, doesn't have to be for somebody, right? Again, I just picked up this deck. Literally, look, just picked it up. It's the Temperance. How many times did we get the Temperance now? 4 times. It says patience. This whole thing is a lesson on exactly that. I'm going to get a card from Archangel Michael, and I think I'm going to leave it here. Whoa. Hold on. Too much. Hold on. Archangel Michael, what do you want to say in this situation? Take your time making this decision. Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relaxed as I approach the situation. Remind me to detach, and step back, allowing the situation to naturally unfold. Thank you for protecting me. I'm telling you, they keep saying it over and over again. It's like you have a problem where you need to know like, what the outcome's going to look like, or like it's all in your brain. And this is an opportunity for you to connect with yourself a little bit more. That's what they mean by that. And take your time making your decision in terms of like, if you want to move, if you want to look for another job, whatever, okay? There's going to be a moment where there's going to be a suddenness in activity where you need to make a lot of changes, but you're going backwards, remember? Like, you don't have to rush into anything. It's not going to affect you. You're being, like I said, I saw like a pause before things moving quickly, okay? And they want you to, what's the priority is you connecting with your intuition and like finding peace first. And then you're going to have look, new beginning and a fresh start. Like I said, thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support and helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. All right, love and light.